What's up, everybody? I'm Raph, the human, and this is Trips the ball python. Now, I know you're wondering, Raph, this is a lizard video. Why do you have a snake out? And number one, Trips needs more practice with handling. He gets a little shy sometimes, so why not? Plus, there's a poop I gotta clean up in his enclosure. The real reason I thought, why not pull a snake out for this lizard video is monitor lizards are the lizards alive today, the extant lizards that are most closely related to snakes. And that's evidence they can swallow their prey whole, they don't really chew too much, and they also have the trademark forked tongue, right? And monitor lizards are just so amazing, right? Everybody knows about the Komodo dragon, which is the largest living lizard today. Monitors are the closest living relatives to the mosasaurs, which were just amazing ancient reptiles. A lot of people don't know they were lizards. I've loved monitor lizards for a long time, since I saw a Komodo dragon documentary a long time ago, and I cannot wait to get monitor lizards one day. So that's what we're talking about today, my top 5 dream monitor lizards that I will keep as a pet one day. Before we get into it, make sure you like this video and subscribe to Red Ribbon Reptiles, and or Barnaby remains imprisoned indefinitely. So let's get right into it with number 5 on this list. And remember, it's preferential. Everybody's gonna have a different top 5. You might have a different top 5 than me, but the Asian water monitor. These are some big old lizards that are native to South and Southeast Asia, countries like India, Borneo, Thailand, things like that. And they live in like tropical type forest environments, but most of the time near water, the Asian water monitor. So of course they're great swimmers, but they're also really good at climbing. Most monitor lizards are big, strong claws, strong bodies. They're really kind of some amazing athletes of the reptile world. And speaking of that, they can reach sizes, females will stay around 5 foot, but some of the bigger males can get up to like 8 feet. So these are huge lizards. And, they just look so cool when they're swimming. And imagine you're walking past a little stream or something and you see this giant 8-foot lizard just cooking through the water like that. Just really incredible. They also are thriving in the wild, even though some people, even in their native range, will hunt them for meat and their skin and all that. But they're very prolific in the wild, and they have no problems getting their own food or just passing on their genetics. So just a really amazing lizard. It's lower on my list because they're becoming a more popular monitor lizard, and that doesn't make them any less amazing. I watch a lot of reptile content on YouTube, so the Asian water monitor no longer stands out as this mysterious amazing thing, but they are amazing for sure. What's really cool is that Kevin Macraei and those guys over at Nerd, New England Reptile, are working with the black dragon morph, which is a completely melanistic Asian water monitor. So they come out just all black, and it's just black dragon's a perfect name for them. They look amazing. They are amazing. And I could say this about every single lizard on this list, so I'll get it out of the way while we're at number 5. Super intelligent creatures, monitor lizards, super intelligent. Right into number 4 on this list, the tree monitors. And so I say the tree monitors because I mean all of them, the green tree monitors, the black tree monitors, and the blue tree monitors. How crazy is that? A bright blue lizard that just so happens to be one of those super intelligent, amazing monitors, right? These guys can be found in tropical forests in Papua New Guinea. These guys are one of the smaller monitors on this list. There's one more smaller one coming up. So these guys will get to a max of around 3.5 foot, which is I mean, that's still a very good sized lizard. That's quite a bit bigger than Barnaby, who a lot of people tell me she's a big lizard. But it's really the coloration on these guys. Even the black ones, which, you know, black is, it's not really even a color, is it? It doesn't matter whether it's one of the emerald ones, black ones, blue ones, just absolutely incredible lizards. And they're super arboreal, obviously, right? Tree monitors. So they have those strong climbing claws. They have a prehensile tail, which of course is so cool. If I had a superpower, it'd probably be prehensile tail. Melon, our panther chameleon, also has one, of course. And it's just funny to watch, like, if he takes a misstep or something, but he always has his tail anchored on something, and it'll wipe out, and he'll just kind of be dangling there by his tail for a second, and it's just really, imagine having a fifth arm / leg. Because 2 arms, 2 legs, people. So these guys' diet will be more insect heavy, even as adults, than some of the other monitor lizards, because they don't get quite as big and they spend a lot of time in trees, so you're looking at all kinds of bugs flying and climbing up the trees, and they can make a meal out of any of them. So again, I feel like every time I put one of these lizards not at number 1, I'm kind of like taking away from them, but just these are incredible lizards. I cannot wait to have one of these one day. Now moving on to number 3, and probably number 3 and number 2 I'd say are interchangeable. There is a king at number 1, and it might not be what you think it is, but the black-throated monitor. These guys are just incredible. Just look at what the head shape looks like. I mean, this thing is a dinosaur if I've ever seen one. Just incredible, giant African monitor lizards. They're native to Tanzania, anywhere arid, really. They don't like a whole... You know, they're definitely not in a tropical type of location, but you find them anywhere from, you know, deserts, savannas, forests, as long as it's dry and hot for them, because they love it hot. These giant monitors will get around 7 foot in length. Now, that's a big lizard. It takes a lot of food to feed those lizards, and that's a big reason I don't have monitors yet, is it's a lot of feeding. And monitor lizards, they're so intelligent that you don't want to do it just to do it. You want to, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it right. With any species, really, but there are some that you can kind of get away with. To me, monitor lizards aren't that, because they're very smart. They understand things pretty well, especially as far as reptiles go, but also they can be dangerous. No, I don't think any animal is inherently dangerous, right? It's just their like a tiger. Yeah, it's not that the tiger is an evil, terrible monster. It's just that it's a tiger, and that, you know, it lives its life a certain way, and we live ours a little different. I don't want to induce fear of any of these animals to you guys, but just, you know, if you watch this video maybe and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go get a monitor lizard, just do your research and make sure you have the time, the space for a 7-foot lizard. Talking about the black-throated monitors, still, these guys are mostly terrestrial, right? They're pretty big. They're from more of a dry place, so they don't have the same type of rainforest environment, so they'll mostly hang out on the ground, even burrowing a little bit, so a little bit of fossorial tendencies. Older individuals can climb, but young individuals can climb quite well to escape danger from time to time, so it's just something that's interesting about them. But the coolest thing about them, I still like the shape of their head. The shape of their head's crazy, but one of the coolest things about them, people who have them, I don't know obviously firsthand, but I guess they smell like maple syrup. You know, some animals just kind of have a smell to them. Theirs is maple syrup, and that's just really cool. Okay, everybody, Barnaby just unlocked a new skill. Make a lot of noise and annoy Dad while he's filming until you become the star of the show again. So, here's Barnaby. Number 2, the Borneo Earless monitor. Now, this is a species that not so many people have heard of, really. Now, these guys are not even true monitors. They're in their own family called the Lanthanotidae. Something like that. I'm no linguist. But these are just really cool little lizards. Some people argue that they should be part of the monitor family. These guys are native to like rocky streams, mostly inside of rainforests in Borneo, which kind of makes sense based on their name, right, Barnaby? These are the smallest monitors on today's list. They'll only get between 1 and 2 feet, really, on average, but they're just incredible. Mostly aquatic, like I said, they live in rocky streams, and if you're just walking by this stream, you wouldn't even notice that there was a lizard there. They look like rocks. They have these bright blue eyes for whatever reason, but they have the forked tongue like other monitor lizards, but just so cool. I mean, these scales on them look crazy. They really blend in rocks, especially underwater. Really adept to swimming. These guys they're barely even seen in the wild. I'm not sure of their conservation status, but even where they're known to live, a lot of people have never seen them, and it's just, they kind of have that mystique about them. But yeah, I mean, this is just like a real life mini like water dragon. Just so cool. Okay, who's ready for number one? Is it gonna be Barnaby the bearded dragon? No, you're not a monitor. My number one all-time definite dream monitor lizard. It's not a Komodo dragon. I'm not in the market for a Komodo dragon, but the crocodile monitor. Now, these guys are native to tropical forests, like rainforests in Papua New Guinea. They are the second biggest monitor lizard, really exceeding 8 feet in some examples. Just a huge lizard. What's amazing about these guys is that even though they are so huge, they're pretty much entirely arboreal. They'll, obviously they do fine on the ground and they swim very well as well, but these are 8-foot tree dragons. It is absolutely insane. Speaking to the intelligence of all monitor lizards, these guys, I've never seen one in person, but you look at these guys on video and it's like they're definitely registering something. Like they are there. They're all there, 100%. I'm not saying that they have like human levels of intelligence, but very smart compared to like Barnaby has no idea what's going on right now, really, if we're being completely honest. But those things, they kind of, they have that look in their eye where they're like, okay, yeah, I'm getting it. But that's another reason why, I'm probably fairly far out from a crocodile monitor, because I want to be 100% ready to deal with that brain and those teeth. So everybody wants to talk about the Komodo dragon, right? Here's a Komodo dragon skull, and here's the head of a crocodile monitor. So do you see how there's that kind of bulbous kind of snout? Yeah, that's because it's encasing these teeth, which are huge in comparison to Komodo dragon teeth. So, I mean, again, none of these animals want to be dangerous, and crocodile monitors are kept successfully by many people, but it's just that little bit of, look, I don't jump out of airplanes, right? So I gotta get my kick somehow. I fight a little bit here and there with some mixed martial arts, but dealing with dealing with wildlife is really it's fun. It's so amazing how a giant animal like this can just traverse its way up a tree so well. It's kind of like bears in that way, right? Because you see this giant bear and you're like, oh, it's huge. Oh, and it can run really fast. It can also shoot itself up a tree. That is ridiculous. And lastly, just look at the coloration. Those yellow spots, that's their wild type coloration. That's not any fancy breeding involved. That's just how they look in the wild with those big yellow spots. Just, it doesn't really get any cooler than this. You're talking about this giant dark colored lizard with these bright yellow spots all over it. Giant tail that it'll smack you in the face with. Huge teeth, way bigger than Komodo dragon teeth, and everyone's, talking about Komodo dragons all the time. But crocodile monitors are definitely my number one dream, up there for dream reptile in general, to be honest. I mean, monitor lizards are some of my favorites, and it doesn't get any cooler than a crocodile monitor. Okay, everybody, that does it for our first ever top 5 video. I don't know how much we'll do that in the future, because a lot of people already kind of have that lane, but everyone does have different top 5s, right? So speaking of that, comment down below your top 5. I mean, whatever. If you want to tell me about your top 5 dream reptiles, I'll listen. I'll get back to you. Tell me about your top 5 monitor lizards. Did I miss any that you thought for sure would be on here? Just let us know in the comments. But yeah, we look forward to the Borneo earless monitor. Is hard because the population in captivity is not that big, right? So I'm not gonna go out of my way to put a species in danger and kind of take them out of the wild. But if the time comes around and I know I can take care of it, I will get one of these as well. Anyway, these monitor lizards are just incredible. I hope you learned something from today's video. That'd be cool too. But Barnaby might poop. Guys, that was a close one. She just went in the water. She might be about to do the deed. But anyway, if you learned something, if you like this video, if you like top 5 videos, whatever it is, like this video and subscribe to Red Ribbon Reptiles, and we'll keep bringing you more and more reptile content twice a week. And if you don't like and subscribe, Barry B gets 12 years dungeon, no trial. So it's up to you guys.
12 years dungeon. All of you, dungeon. 7 years, no trials.
Thank you guys so much for watching another Red Ribbon Reptiles video, and we will see you next time.